Hello everyone, this is Greg from Mystery Honey, and today I will be fighting buyers. Today's going to be a difficult one, I think. I've got 4 hours to try and fit everything in, and I'm a bit concerned that I won't manage to do it. So I've got a load of double nukes, so nuke boxes with 2 brood boxes on top. I've got a lot of them, and they are growing too big. I don't have any more brood boxes, nuke brood boxes to stick on top, and I've taken them off the market. So I was going to sell them, but I'm not selling them in the state that they are now. I'm worried that they're very close to swarming. So they need to be put into full-size hives and maybe put some supers or another brood box on top to give them space. If I see any swarm cells today, then I need to make some nukes up and do some splits. It's spring, so I'm not too worried about that. This time of year for me is when I make my nukes. So it's probably fine. I want to do some queen rearing this week, but whether I get a chance to do it or not is a different matter. I've just got so much going on at the moment. I'm just really busy. Other than converting the nukes into full-size hives, I think I'm going to be putting more supers on my other hives. Be doing some quick inspections, making sure there's no swarm cells. I've already done disease checks of all of my hives, so they're all okay. So I'm just going to put like brood boxes or nukes on them instead. Something I can do is I can start building a queen rearing hive. So the way I do that is that I get a empty brood box and I just start filling it with frames full of capped brood. And I put that box, once it's full, on top of another hive that is quite strong with a queen excluder underneath. So what that means is that the bees, as they emerge, they go, "Oh, this is my colony," and they, go down to the queen, and it just gets really, really, really full of young bees, really good young bees. And then what I do is I find the queen, I remove her from that, maybe put her in a nuke, maybe just move the brood box with her in out of the way, and then put a new entrance where they are. So all the forager bees are flying back, and they're all queenless. Ah! What do we do? I put in a bunch of grafted cells, and the bees just latch onto them straight away and start drawing them out and turning them into queens. Lovely, lovely queens. And that's how I do my queen rearing. So I might get that started today, because for that to be ready for queen rearing, it's about a week, 2 weeks. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get my suit on and get cracking. So last week with this one, I thought there was a swarm that had come from this, but there hadn't been. I looked at the queen excluder and the super that was on top, and they weren't touching it at all because the bees needed help to come through the queen excluder. In the end, I decided I wanted to just use this to create more brood. So what I've done is I've had another brood box on top. It's been a week now. I think there were some frames of foundation, so it's time to see what the bees have been doing with this space, if they've been doing anything at all. So we'll see now. So the bees are definitely up here. Not in great numbers, which is good. Means that they're not in desperate need for space. But they're definitely up here, and they've started storing some nectar in here. They're mostly just cleaning it up, so that's good. None of the foundation frames that I put in here have been drawn out yet. So that means that these guys don't need the space right now. That's good. Right, so I'm just going to move these to the side here so we can get underneath. Tell you what, let's make some space here. There we go. Right. So, as I went through these last time, they seem to be doing quite well. And as I've given them lots of space and they've not used it, I don't think they need that space to move up yet. So I'm just going to do a quick inspection of the top box. If I see anything that I'm a bit worried about, then I'll go into the bottom box. But seeing as I've already done inspections last week and they seemed brilliant, I'm just going to do a quick one of this. So when it comes to your weekly inspections, like now, this is what's starting to happen with me. You are looking for 3 things: brood, food, and space. Now, right here, we have a lovely circle of brood. That's capped brood. It's perfect. I've got some nectar being turned into honey, and here's some honey here. So what I can do Oh, I've seen some queen cuff as well, but it's fine. There's nothing in it. So what I can do is, if I'm a bit worried that they're starting to get a bit honey logged or clogged with nectar, I can put that box that's empty in between these two. What that does, it means that the bees have got more space in between the honey and the brood, so they'll start using it more. It's another way of sort of dampening down that swarm impulse. But we'll have a look, see what it's like. So what I'm looking for is eggs. I marked the queen last week, found her, and I marked her. These cells are getting very full of nectar, so I may end up having to do what I just suggested and put them in between. Now, where I am, don't have my torch on me, that's annoying, so I'll have to use the light. Okay, so we do have eggs, that's good. So the queen's still about. Keep looking. So, brood, food, and space. Those three things are vital. So with brood, we've got a lovely frame of brood there. You check the brood for disease, and you check making sure that there's some fresh brood, so eggs and larvae. You want the larvae to be healthy as well. Main important thing though is eggs. If there's eggs, then there's a queen. That's number one. Food. You want to make sure that if it starts getting cold, which it can do in the UK at a drop of a hat, bloody hell, it's a frame full of nectar. Wowee. If it gets cold, you want them to have enough food that they can survive the cold period. It may not make too much difference if you're in a hot country like Spain and stuff like that. But in the UK, we can literally go from heat waves, like we're in at the moment. It's lovely. It's like 23 degrees C, something along those lines. That's our summer for those who are not from the UK. It can go from that to like 10 degrees C during the day and wet. So this whole top box seems to be getting very clogged with nectar and honey. So I am a little bit concerned about that. I'm going to have another look at the frame here, make sure there's no queen cells here, and then I may have to look into the bottom box. Yeah, so this is very clogged with honey and nectar. So I think I will put that in the middle of the two boxes and encourage them to move back and forth and make them realise that they've got lots of space. But yeah, so okay, that's fine. I'll eat back. I will look in the bottom box just very quickly because I don't want any swarm cells to be hiding down there. Put you down here. Remember, when it's a very full box like this one seems to be right now, just lower it very gently, let the bees move out your way. And when it gets to a point where it's sort of taking its own weight, just take your hands away and don't push down, just sort of just ease it down very gently. It's the lightest of touches just to help its own way down. That way the bees are the ones that are stopping it from moving down, so they will move out the way and it should drop on its own. Right, I'm going to move this box over there. Whoa, that's a very heavy box. Yeah, that's full of honey. Right, so I don't know if you can see this actually. This has got quite a lot of bees on top of the box. I don't want to just shoo them all off, but I just want to drive them down a little bit. Please note it wasn't like a full plume. It was a little puffed. Little puffs. Perfectly fine with that. Oh, there you are. Right, so these bits of burr comb sticking off the top, just take them off. Can only cause trouble. If there's any bees in the way, just go very slowly and the bees should move. The reason they build these is that they've got little ladders to get to the top box. But you don't want any bees getting squished, especially the queen. So if you see any, just take them off. Bees can always build more, and it means that you're not going to squish anyone this inspection. Right, let's have a quick look. Ciao. So I'm having to be a little bit quicker. I've got 3 hours to do 30-40 hives, colonies, so, and I've got some manoeuvres and stuff that I need to do as well. So it's jam-packed full of larvae all the way around it. Incredible. Okay. You see all the nectar falling out then? Cat brood, pollen. Everyone looks healthy, everyone looks happy, no shiny bees, no unhealthy looking comb, and no queen cells, so that's good. Yeah, so these guys haven't got that swarm response yet, which is great. That's what we want. Yeah, okay. So I'm happy with that. That's a lovely frame. Especially that one of cat brood. So I'm happy with these guys. They're doing okay. I will put a brood box in between them though, just to give them a bit more space and to encourage them to use that box. So frames like this where they've got holes on, like here, go that way, and here, those are prime for queen cells. So if you get a frame like that, just have a look in it and see if you can see any queen cells. They're very easy to hide in these spots, and the bees know it. So just take your time on these frames. There's a lovely drone escaping. I didn't check for the queen, so I'm just going to be careful and shake them all off. And right there, we have a drone emerging. Tell it's a drone because of the gigantic eyes, and it has a gigantic body as well compared to the rest of the bees. Now, drones lack the ability to actually cut through these cells themselves, so they need the worker bees to cut them out first. And there's another one down here as well. Somewhere. There he is. Yeah. Right. Lots of nectar coming off this one. Right, so I don't think there's any swarm cells in this. I may have missed one or two, maybe, but unfortunately, when you get to this stage, it's one of those risks you're willing to take. So I'm going to lower that down. But when you're in your back garden and it's you, try not to take any shortcuts. Try to just take your time and relax. It is a hobby after all. The only reason that I can't take my time and relax is because this is a business. That's the difference. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that top box, the original one that's completely empty, on this here. So I'm going to make some space over here and put that box over here. Move this out of the way. Whoa, that's heavy. Wow. I'm going to put this on, nice and empty. Bees will be like, oh, there's so much space. And they'll probably end up drawing out these frames pretty quick. And then this one's on. Oh my god, that's so heavy. Right, so when one of these brood boxes gets full of honey, it can be about 20 odd kilograms. And I have noodle arms, so I find it very difficult to lift things like this. So it's good in a way though, because it means I can use those frames for my nucs to feed them. Getting smoked out. Right, but they've got space, they've got food, and there's lots of brood. Sorted. Next. Right, with these two, oh, I put supers on. This was to give them more space. I'm not sure if they're up here yet, but if they are, that's great. I'll see how far along they are, and then either put another super on or leave them to it. And the bees are definitely up here now. That's good. Not sure if they're storing anything up here. There's definitely a queen excluder on, so that's good. Right, so they have drawn out this brand new frame of foundation, and they've started storing nectar in it, so that's great news. Full frame of honey, I think I put that one in there to draw them up. And they've started drawing this out as well, so that's even better. Brilliant. So they're using this super now, and they've got lots of space in it, so I don't need to worry about adding any more space on yet. If there was like a massive flow on, then I'd possibly put two supers on, and then they'd be happy, because then they'd have more space to move up, but Until then, I'm not worrying about it right now. Right, let's do a very quick inspection. Check for queen cells. I don't think there will be, but we've got to check. Now remember, when you take a queen excluder off, to look down, knock the bees into the bottom box, like that. Because what you want is, if there's any queen on the queen excluder, you want her to be in that box and kept in there. And then when you put this down on your super, make sure you put it on the super like that, so up for reverse. So it means that if the queen's still on here, she is not... You're right, love. Just rescuing a bee, bear with me. Go on, love. There you are. Bee's stuck to some wax. There you go. Your friends will help. Try and reverse it, so it means that whichever side the queen is on, she remains on that side. And she doesn't get in the super, because that is how you end up with eggs in the super. So I'm just going to have a quick look. Don't think I've spotted the queen in this one yet. Now, she had lots of space in the bottom box last time I looked. Now, I've seen a queen cup right here. Sorry. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to see what's inside. No egg, so that's fine. That's just a queen cup. It's a play cup. Call it what you want. It's not a queen cell. Put that down. I'm going to go over here somewhere. Let's have a look at you. Right. So there is an issue in that this does seem to be getting quite full of honey. They should really be moving it up. But we'll see what they're doing in the bottom box first, because for some reason they weren't moving across to this side. So we'll have a quick look. Oh, that is very heavy. So an option is, if that is getting too full of honey and these are getting really cramped, I can put another brood box in here and shake all the bees out of that super into here, meaning that that is now going to become a new honey super. I don't really want to do that, but we'll see. Something random I've noticed in some of these hives in the past is that we're getting green fly in here for some reason. Not sure why there's green fly in the hive. There's nothing that they can eat, but no, whatever. So the bees are cleaning up this frame. You can tell because of this. So you can't really see, but right here, they're chewing up that wax and they are spitting it out. So that's what all these bits of wax dust is. They're chewing it up and spitting it out. So they're cleaning this up. So they're getting that prepped for when the queen wants to lay in it. That's good. It was a bit of a nasty frame to begin with. It had some pollen that had gone mouldy. Yeah. But it seems like the queen is trying to push this way. This is completely empty. They are cleaning it up though. So I think maybe the queen's trying to push this way. So they have got space. That is full of honey and nectar. Tell you what, I'm going to push that back a bit. Yeah. Alright. Now, I haven't seen the eggs yet, but to be honest, I haven't looked properly. So these are some drone cells here in the middle. You can't see them there because the bees are in the way. Just put them out the way. Drone cells in the middle, so they're really easy to look in and see if there's any eggs. So if you're struggling finding eggs, find some drone cells and look inside them, because you'll find them a bit easier to see eggs in. And yep, this is full to the brim with eggs. Still haven't seen the queen yet, but oh hum, never mind. As I said, I don't think I've seen or marked this one yet. She seems to be doing okay. I'm not mad at her. Come on. Yes, this whole frame's full of eggs, so I think she's pushing this way. And these eggs have just been laid, so she might actually even be on this frame. You can tell the difference of when an egg was laid, because if it was laid today, or like within the past hour, it'll be upright. Over the matter of a day or two, it'll start to lie flat. So it's a good way of telling how recent an egg has been laid. So this one's been laid quite recently, which is good because it means that she is 6 frames in, which is good. Now I go by the thing that if I see her, I'll mark her. If not, then good on her. As long as she's got eggs going in, it's all okay. Don't particularly look for her. Yeah, but she's doing great. This is all laid up as well, so she's kicking off. That's good. Okay, so last one, and then I'll call it quits because I'm not seeing any queen cells, and they have got quite a bit of brood space left. Let's see. This has got some nectar in between the cells, so they are getting a bit honey bound, but they have got cells left, so they're not too worried. And neither am I. Now, this colony is from a very grumpy queen last year, so I don't want to take any bees from this to put in my nukes, just in case. Now, these bees seem to be alright, like I'm doing like this, and they're not hopping on my hand. Now, the other one was hopping on my hand like crazy and trying to sting me all the time. In fact, I got more stings than anyone else from this hive. So, yeah, I don't want to propagate those stingy bees. Now, these seem fine, but even so, I don't. If it's in the genes at all, I don't want to risk it. Now, the queen that was stingy swarmed at the end of last year. Come on, put it out of the way. So she's long gone. Oh, I hope she's doing well somewhere. So when there's no bees in the edge, slowly lower it down. There we go. Right, put queen excluder on. The bees will be happy. Remember, flip it over. There we go. And then put this on top. The bees should come up. They've already started drawing out the foundation, so it means that they are actually using this. Right, that's that one done. So I'm going to do the inspections on the hives first, and then I'm going to do the transferring of the nukes into full-size hives. That's going to take the longest amount of time. So the bees don't seem to be in this box. There's a few, but not many. Now the reason for that is because either the colony's too small to need the space, or they don't want to get through the queen excluder. The way to fix that is by getting rid of the queen excluder for a week or so, and the bees will naturally move up, use it, and then once they've started using it, you put the queen excluder back on, after shaking all the bees down, and they'll start using it. Right, so opening you up. So again, I have looked through these guys recently, and they were doing well. I'm just going to see how about they are on here. If there's anything worrying in this one, I'm going to go down. That's a lovely frame of brood. It's got some honey bound in it though. And there's another lovely frame of brood here as well. Now this is going to be my new breeder queen, the queen that I produce all my bees from, all my queen bees from. And as you can see, she's producing quite a lot of lovely brood. It's all lovely. It's all capped. Now I'm noticing that there's a lot of frames of capped brood. So that means that this colony might start thinking about exploding soon. If that's the case, I might give it more space than just 2 supers. Oh, there's the queen. I found the queen. So try and keep her in view, because queens have a cloaking mechanism. Scientists have never discovered this cloaking mechanism, but all beekeepers know of it. She needs a mark, because her mark is gone. Right, so we're going to mark her very quickly, and then let go on our way. She's a lovely queen. I'll let you see her. So there she is. This is this year's breeder queen. Lovely markings, lovely black, with a bit of a stripe going on, which is beautiful. The bees are so calm and lovely, and she produces just awesome amounts of brood. And last year she did really well when it came to producing honey. So yeah, Really happy with this queen. Now, I think it's this silver pen that's failing me, but we'll see. Come on, get some more so I can mark you. Plop, plop, plop. There you go. Right, give her a few minutes. Let that dry, and then I'll release her again. But she's doing well, she's laying well, she's here, which is also a positive. That's good. And I'm not seeing any queen cells yet. So, have a quick look. This feels very full of honey. Yes, this is full of honey. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put the super on top without the queen excluder. Hopefully that will encourage the bees up, which will mean, in turn, that they will start using it for honey. And then once they start using it for honey, they'll keep using it for honey whether there's a queen excluder or not. So I'm just going to push this down. Remember, if you don't see a queen, don't worry about it. It's fine. As long as there's eggs, that's all that matters. And there she is, and there she goes. Right. So I'm going to put the queen excluder next to it, so I know where it is. I'm going to put this super on top. Ooh. In fact, because there's quite a lot of honey coming in, I'm going to put 2 supers on top. Here we go. Put 2 supers on. And they can start storing stuff up there. They'll probably need to clean it up quite a bit, because although it's dry, it has gone a bit mouldy. So they'll be fine though. Oh, bees are really good at cleaning up comb. That's what they do. Right, next. So, take crown board off. So this is quite stuck to the frames below. I can't get that off easy. So the way to fix that, if it happens to you, so you don't hurt the bees, twist it. Very gently. Like that. And then look, it can come off. The reason for that, oh dear, sorry. The reason for that is that they've produced comb in the crown board there that's attached it to the frames. They usually do that when there's like a big flow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap these bees off, just in case the queen's there. All gone. I'm going to start looking inside. So that's got a bit of nectar on it. So the bees are a bit, not aggressive, they're not stinging me, but they are flying up to my hand, so they're a bit curious. I'm not really a fan of that when it comes to bees. I like them to be calm, but they're not causing me any damage, so it's fine. Now, unfortunately, I've left my torch in the car, so I'm going to have to see if there's any eggs using the natural light that's barely getting through. Aha! Yeah, so this has got eggs already. So that's brood food and space done. So we've got brood, so we've got eggs, and we've got some cat brood, and we've also got some larvae. Food, because we've got lots of nectar here. And what I've noticed already is that there's quite a few frames that are empty. And looking down into the bottom box, it looks quite empty as well. So, see if I can show you that. So all the bees seem to be in the top box, because if you look here, go away. The bees aren't even using these frames down here, so they've got lots of space. Now, when you compare it to the other bees at the moment, especially the one that was my breeder queen, they are actually lagging behind with the bees. Oh, there's a lovely little spider there. Where are you? There you are. So, get rid of that. So that means that the bees are lagging behind. So this could be for a number of reasons. I think it's because the queen in here is a little bit old. So I think what I'm going to do is, when I do some queen rearing this year, I'm going to replace the queen that's in this one. Just because I think she's getting old, she's run out of eggs, she's not got that zazz, the zhuzh that I want in my bees. Is that a term? I don't know. Right, let's get this back on. I don't think there's going to be any swarm cells on this one. Right, next. So I just want you to have a look at the entrances of these colonies. That one seems to be going crazy, and this one, not so much. Both have foragers coming in and out, and if you look, there's pollen coming in with both of them. So they are actually both working, and they both seem to have found a next source. Granted, this one's got 2 brood boxes, so it's a little bit stronger, but generally you'd want that one to be looking like that. Same as the others that are the same size of it. So that to me points to maybe something's wrong with this one. Now, this is the colony. I don't know if it's coming out today, actually. This is the colony that I reduced the size of. It was on 2 boxes. They were only on 5 seams, 6 seams. So I took a box away and just put them into 1 brood box. I'm going to go in now and we'll see whether they've expanded or not. This could be another recruit for the whole requeening jobby. We'll see. So when it comes to the queen rearing time, sometimes it's best to just break up a hive like this into several nucs that are queenless, and then you can put queen cells in from your breeder queen. So always keep an eye out for hives like this that are just not keeping up with the rest. It's a good candidate for that. Right, let's have a look. So I saw the queen last time I was in here, because there's not that many bees in here, so it's quite easy to see her. And she's healthy. The brood is healthy. Everything seems fine, but she's just not doing anything. She's not trying to expand or grow or anything like that. She's just floundering, really. So again, they're really good at making it look like the full, but as soon as you twist it, knock the bees off, they're not filling the hive at all. Compared to the other ones, which definitely are, something's going on with this colony. I think it's the fact that the bees, maybe just the queen's not very good. She looks healthy, she looks great, but she just doesn't look that good. And if you look here, it looks like something's been attacking this comb. So I'm going to get rid of this comb and replace it with something else. But that's what happens when the bees aren't able to look after the comb. It gets attacked by stuff. I just got rid of a slug. It's probably the slug that's caused that damage. Back in a minute. So yeah, this colony doesn't seem to be doing very well. I'm not quite sure why. You can see some bees doing the waggle dance. So I can zoom in for you. You see them there? Doing a little waggle dance? And there's one here. So they found a food source nearby. Look, it's doing little circles. Waggle, waggle, waggle. Waggle, waggle, waggle. And then it just circles. Yeah. And now that's being passed on throughout everywhere. So all these bees are learning about this new source of nectar and pollen, doing the waggles, and then they'll start flying off to that new area. Cool, isn't it? And what they did then, see that one then? What that did then was it just gave a little bit of nectar to it to say, this is what we're eating now. Let's pass it on, going, ooh, this is what we found. And all these bees are paying close attention to this waggle dancer. It's cool. Love that stuff. Right. As I said, so these bees, they're healthy. They don't seem like they've got any issues. They're healthy bees. They look good. Very calm, very nice. And there's lots of eggs. Just, I don't know, they're just not expanding the way I want them to. If I wanted to, I could give them another frame of capped brood from another hive. So I could bolster them that way. They could get more bees, and then they could possibly do something then if I really like the queen. And she's doing well. Like, she's got a good little pattern there. You know? I'm not sure what's going on with these guys. They're just great. The bees look good. The colony looks healthy. They're just not expanding. Just seem happy with what they've got, which is fine, you know. Like, all these frames are full of eggs. And they have expanded a bit, so they were only on like 5 frames. So they have expanded a little bit, but it's not to the extent that I was hoping. And there's the queen right there. See that? She's marked. You see her walking about? The queen's lovely and healthy. I don't know. Anyway, close them up, just leave them to it. I think this is going to be a candidate for splitting up and breaking down to become a nuke for queen rearing, though. Don't know, we'll see. See if she perks up by that time. So this is a colony that was a double nuke, and I had to expand it into a full-size hive with another brood box just because it was doing so well. Yeah, I might have to put some supers on this, which sucks because I wanted to take this to my production apiary, and if I do that, it's going to be weighing a ton getting that into the trailer. Oh, right. Now last week I got rid of a load of comb that was in the roof of this. So yeah, definitely think these guys will need some queens. Will need some more space. Now what I am going to do though is I'm going to do a full inspection of it because I think that this one will have some queen cells in it. They seem to be expanding so fast. I don't think I've kept up with them. So I'm going to go into the bottom box first and have a look around. So a quick check that you can do is by lifting the top box and looking in the frames underneath. Usually you can see queen cells sticking out in the swarm cells, and then you know that you've got a swarm on your hands. Right, so we'll have a quick look. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, lift! Oh, that is very heavy. That's full of honey. Right. So, I can see what looks like queen cells here. Can you see the circles there? See if I can zoom in a bit. Can you see them right there? Those look like queen cells, and it looks like a lot of them. It's in the right place, so I'm just going to break them apart and have a look, see if there's any eggs or larvae inside them. This is a really good way of seeing any swarm cells straight off the bat. Now there aren't any. There's no eggs or larvae in any of them. So I think I've managed to get away with it, but these guys definitely need some space. So yeah. I'm going to keep having a look. I'm going to go in there now and have a look inside the bottom box and then the top box. Make sure there's no queen cells. But yeah, I think I may have just dodged this bullet. So good news is, so that's got lots of nectar in it. So that's the food part of brood food and space done. That is empty, completely empty. And there's no eggs in. That's good. I want to make sure that the empty side is facing this way to the rest of the colony, so they come to it and the queen will go, oh, there's space here, or the bees will go, oh, there's space here when they come to deposit their nectar. So look at this. Right, so that one's full of nectar and honey. If you can see it shining there. And on that side as well. So we've got 2 frames there. That's good. Okay, so the third one. Got a lovely little patch of brood there. I'm just going to have a quick look, see if I can see any eggs. No, and I'm seeing quite a bit of nectar around here. So these guys are starting to get a bit full of nectar and honey. Same again, little patch of brood in the middle. That's fine. Lots of honey on the edge here, as well as lots of pollen. That's fine as well, but these guys are starting to get a bit full. Lovely patch of brood here. But we've not yet seen any eggs. Can't see anything, but it's a lovely patch of brood, and this brood is all emerging. So right here, right there, we've got a little bee emerging. Out of the way, let them out. There's a little head. There they come. So that is newly emerging brood. So that's good. That's great. That means that soon this one will be empty, and the queen can lay in it as well. If the queen is here, I've not seen any eggs yet, so a little bit worried. Oh, and we've got lots and lots of eggs. This whole thing is full of eggs right here, and they're all quite upright, so it means the queen has been here very recently. So it's good. She seems to be waiting for a long time for all of these to be completely gone out of the way, so there's lots of space before she starts laying, which is good. That's really good nature. It's good. Ah! Just been stung in the face. Ouch. How did that get in? How did that get in? Ow. Ow. Right, so I've just been stung in the face by this bugger here. Can you see her? Unfortunately, she died in the process. So I have no idea how she's managed to get into this net, into my mesh suit. I'm just going to do a quick sweep, see if I can see any holes. I can't see any, even from this side. So bees will find any hole that they can to squeeze through. I can't see any. So the only thing I can think of, I don't know if you can see this where you are. So there is a little gap here. So the only thing I can think of is actually manage to wiggle away through this Velcro and up into the, and sting me right in the face. So I'm going to show you how to deal with getting stung on the face. It's not nice. So she stung me. Where did she sting me? There somewhere. So the first thing to do is to check, see if there is a sting still left in place. It's around about here, it felt like. There's where it feels sore right there. I'm looking in the mirror, you guys. So it's around here. Now I can't see any stinger. So if you find a stinger, use a piece of plastic or something like that to sort of scrape it out. Like scrape it out. Try and push it out like that if you can, if you get stung. After that, it's time for the smelly part. So I've got something called Afterbite. I don't know if it looks like ETB or anyway, Afterbite. This stuff's really good. Unfortunately, it smells of cat wee. So what I'm going to do now is just rub cat wee all over my face. That will not only neutralize the sting. Oh yeah, found it. Ow! Oh, oh god, it smells so bad. So not only does that neutralize the sting, it also neutralizes the alarm pheromone that is now on your face to stop bees from stinging you in the face. Oh my god, it smells so bad. Right here. Okay. Oh, that wasn't nice. Oh, no, it doesn't help. This car is very warm now. Fragrant. Bet my wife's going to love this. Oh, but anyway, I've spread it there. What that does is it sort of stops the swelling from getting too bad. I've also got a lot of antihistamines in my car as well. So if you get stung and it's somewhere that's quite sensitive, like your face or between your fingers, somewhere where it could cause issues if you let it swell, then I would highly recommend get some Afterbite on it straight away. Take some antihistamine straight away, but make sure that you get that sting out straight away as soon as you can. So I'm really fortunate that when I pulled her out of my face, the sting came with her. It didn't just get stuck in my face. So I'm really fortunate in that. But that might not be the case with you. So, yeah. Right, I'm going back in. Oh, God, it stinks. If I look like I've got a massive cheek at the end of this video, then you know why. Bye. I also just wanted to show you this as proof that if you need to walk away from your hive because something's happened, say you get stung or someone calls you or something like that, it's not urgent to put it all back together. All right, the bees can be fine for like quite a while like this, say like half an hour. So don't worry about it too much. Don't rush out your way to put things back because you may cause mistakes and stuff like that. Same if you come across like a queen cell and you need to decide what to do. You can always just leave it. Just wait. Go back, get a cup of tea, have a minute, decide later, and then come back to it. All right? So don't always rush. You've got lots of time in the world, and the bees are amazing at just waiting. So you can just wait. And sometimes things work themselves out if you just do wait. Anyway, let's get back into the inspection. So, where was I? Oh, that's right, I was smoking myself. Go away. Go on, back off. Get off. You're not coming doing me. Come on, all of you. Anyway, as I was saying, got lots of eggs in the middle there. Bees are all happy there. Queen could have been on this frame, but who knows? She's probably moved off now. Because all these eggs are like upright, so it means that it's not been that long since the queen was here. Right, so, keep looking. That's a really good frame of brood right there. But again, we're getting another queen cup right here. Have a look inside. There's no eggs in there. It's fine. So, when you're looking and you're seeing queen cups, if you see one that has those little white speckles on like that, that is usually an indicator that that has got something inside, like a larvae or egg. Now in this case, there's nothing. But those white speckles, those are from when the bees are currently over the top of this, and they've maybe digested a bit of this nectar or royal jelly that they're handing to the larvae underneath. While they're doing that, they are producing wax. So it's from the wax glands that comes from, generally. Sorry, I saw another one then, I got a bit worried. Oh, tell you what, my cheek hurts. Surprising that, isn't it? Right, so here we are again. Have a quick look, see if we can see the queen. Just do a little cursory glance. But we can see more and more of these queen cups, so I think we're on the cusp of swarming. I think they're very close to needing to swarm. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to do what I said before. I'm going to put a... Oh, there you go. I'm going to put another brood box on top in the middle of the two. That should break up the space, and that should make them feel like there is lots of room. This has got lots of eggs on it as well. So the queen's doing really well. So I'll put this back. And I'll put the another brood box on top. Back in a sec. So, I'm going to smoke myself again because these bees are getting a bit antsy. Remember, if you're getting attacked, smoke yourself, don't smoke the bees because they fly about, you stay still. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the bees down. Just do little plumes like that. Get them out of the way. I'm going to put this completely empty brood box on. Oh yeah? Sorry. This is completely empty. It's got nothing in it. Empty comb. Perfect for the bees to climb up and start, using straight away. After that, I'm going to stick the third one on top. This is very heavy. Yes, this has got loads of honey and nectar in it. So I'm just going to break apart a couple of frames, we'll see. So I've spent quite a lot of time on this one. It's not what I wanted to do, but alas, we're here. But yeah, loads of eggs, loads of brood. Yeah, I think giving them the more space was the right thing to do. We'll only know next week. That's a lovely frame of brood, and on the other side as well. Perfect. Okay, right, I'm closing these guys up and moving on. So, through winter and the majority of last year, this colony wasn't doing too great. I'm a bit concerned about it. This might be another one where I break it down for this round of queen rearing. I just don't think the queen's doing the right lot. Now, they're in the top box now, which is good. I'm going to break it apart and go in the bottom box. Yeah, so they're only using half this box, the front half. These guys are stingy. Ouchie. I'm getting stung a lot today. Ouch. I'm just going to blow these guys down because how dare they? Okay. So these guys aren't using half this box. A bit concerned about that, but we'll see. I'm really nervous about being stung again in the face. That really hurt. Alright. Up we go. This is nectar and pollen. Nectar and pollen. I've just been to my car and I didn't pick up my torch. That's really annoying. I can't actually see any eggs. So maybe the reason that this one is floundering is because it's got no queen. I'm not seeing any brood or anything either. We'll keep looking. Oh, there's a queen cell there. Oh, queen cup. Well, there's nothing in it. Queen cup. No eggs. So, I've not gone in the top box yet, but so far we've not had any eggs. So that is the first one that we're struggling with in the brood food and space. Doesn't seem to be any brood. So that means this colony could be queenless, which would explain why they stung me. When bees don't have any queen, they can get a bit grumpy because their purpose for existence isn't there anymore. So there's no eggs, there's no brood, there's no nothing in this at the moment. Okay, so I'll move that forwards. Hopefully it'll be in the top box, we'll see. If there's no queen, then what I can do is I can combine this colony with that one. That'll simultaneously give that one more space and more bees. So it means that hopefully they won't swarm. Okay, let's have a look in the top box. Honey. Yeah, nothing yet. I'd have expected to see some brood by now. That is just honey, very heavy frame of honey. Yeah, so I think this colony is queenless. Well, maybe. No, nothing. Okay. So that's answered that question, why this colony isn't growing or expanding. It's because there's no queen. Now, if I wanted to, I could be really ruthless and I could shake these bees out in front of the other colonies, which is fine. They'd go in, you know, they'd make about. Or I could combine it with these guys. But what I might do is I might take a brood frame that has eggs and larvae in it from this one, and put it in here and let them produce their own queen. It fixes that problem, and means I can just leave them to it for a bit. Yeah, so this colony is definitely queenless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this open. I'm going to remove a frame that they don't need, which is like foundation, because they're not expanding, so they don't need it. And wherever I can see bees, a lot of them, this one here, I'm going to put a frame of brood, and then bees should draw out their own queen cells and create a queen. So yeah, I'll do that. On to the next one. I'm just going to leave it open. I'm not going to worry about it. So these guys have started building in their roof. See that? So that's annoying, to say the least. So we'll get rid of that in a minute. But that means that they could do with some space. So I'm going to give them some in a minute. In fact, I gave them some space last time. So last week I must have given them a new box because we've got frames of foundation, brand new ones, 25. So last week I must have given them some extra space. Let's see how they've decided to use it. So that is full of nectar. Oh, this is fully drawn out and full of honey. Wowee. There's honestly nothing better there's nothing better than seeing a freshly drawn out frame full of honey. Look at that, it's beautiful. Lovely white comb, and the honey smells incredible. And they've cleaned up this frame. Oh, stuck down. Why is it stuck down? Right, cleaned up this frame, as you can see, because of the lighter wax here, and they've filled it with honey. So they are using this box, that's good. Don't think they'll need some space yet. There's quite a few frames left. What I'm looking for, though, is I'm looking for brood. That's what I want. So I can help next door. And no brood. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move this forwards. Like that. And I'm going to put it on top of the roof, and then have a look at underneath. There's my smoker. Right, so we're just going to get these guys down a bit. With the space on top, I don't think these guys will be swarming. We'll do some checks of this box. But I don't think we'll see anything. If I see something, then I'll have to go through the whole colony. But right now, I'll just focus on the box. Now, remember what I said about this wild comb, this brace comb? Whatever you want to call it, get rid of it, because it's just going to cause issues for you if you squash a bee with it. Right, break it apart. Let's see if I can find some brood. So we've got some cat brood there. Nectar everywhere, and we've got some queen cups right here. Anything in them? No. No. So these guys haven't filled those ones yet. I'm going to keep looking. So we've seen brood. We've got cat brood. We've got larvae. Have we got any eggs? Well, we've got some eggs here. So I might give them this one. Because they've got eggs, they've got some brood in all stages. Got food and pollen. Yeah. Now I'm just going to see if I can see any queen cells. We've got some queen cups at the bottom here. No, so these are just cups. That's fine. They're just practicing. Lots of larvae on this one, and lots of eggs, so that's good. Right, so shake the bees off. Make sure all the bees are off, because what will happen is any bees that are left on here will either get ganged up on or killed in the other colony, or if there's lots of bees in here, then they could end up attacking the queen of the other colony, so it's just not worth it. You can do things to negate that, like you can get sprays with stuff on it, like some sort of menthol smelling and stuff, and that sort of masks the smell of the different bees so they get used to each other, but it's not worth it. So there's no bees there, lots of larvae, put that in, and what we're going to do is I'm going to mark that. I'm going to mark that with a silver X right in the middle, or circle. Next week we can come down, have a look at it, and see if it's got any queen cells made in it, which will confirm that there's no queen in here. Right, we're going to close them up. Come on, there we go. Right. Now, it could be that this colony is too far gone, all the bees are too old. So if that's the case, then this colony will just die anyway in its own time. But at least we're giving it a fighting chance without the chance of spreading disease. If there is any disease in here which caused the death of the queen, we're not hammering it out to the other colonies. It's just a better way of making sure that the colony survives without spreading any problems, if there are any problems about. You know. Well, this colony seems to be doing really well anyway. Whoa, lots of brood, that's great. Lots of brood. Now we are getting a lot of queen cups though, so I am getting a bit concerned. I'm not seeing any with actual eggs in, or larvae, so the only time that the bees will swarm, and there will be no queen left in the colony, is when one of these queen cups becomes a queen cell and is sealed. As soon as it's sealed, the bees decide to just bugger off, to put it politely. If that's the case, then don't cry about spilt milk. They've gone. There's nothing you can do to get them back unless they're hanging off a tree somewhere. And even then, it's best to keep them as a separate colony. So what I'm going to do is, these two frames here have lots of brood on. So this frame of foundation, I'm going to stick that in between, and then it means that the bees will draw this out quicker than anywhere else. Bees have a rule, and they don't like foundation frames next to the brood. They'll draw it out straight away. So that's good. Right, I'm going to put this one on, and then we'll get ready for the last few. Oh, dear me. Right, so last week I decided that I was going to put a super on without the queen excluder. That was to bring the bees up into the super. Now what I'm going to do this week is shake those bees down and put this queen excluder back on, because the bees will now be in through the queen excluder. They will be using this box. So that's the plan anyway. Let's see how that screws up. So the bees are all definitely in this top box. What we want though is we want to see that they have started leaving nectar and honey in this top box. If they don't do that, then chances are that they won't come through the queen excluder. We want them to have started storing stuff. Now from the looks of it, all they're doing at the moment is they are cleaning it up. So you can see some wax is a little bit cleaner here than here. So I may have to wait for another week for them to finish cleaning it so they can start storing it. And that's another example, because as you can see, they've taken that down to the foundation, got rid of that, so they'll start producing their own. But what I will do is I'll get rid of this, and I'll just replace it with a foundation frame. So that'll give them a better jumping off point, really. So I'll put that in. Yeah, so they're just cleaning it up, getting it ready. So there's no point in putting a queen excluder on yet. They're not going to be using it. Let's take this off and have a quick look inside. I don't think they'll advance much. But we'll see. Put my hive tool somewhere. Put my hive tool. Right, so I'll just have a quick look. See what these guys are up to. Oh. So that is a full frame of honey. That's also a frame of honey with a bit of brood. And we're just looking for some eggs. We've seen some eggs. So that is managed to fill all of our needs. Brood, with some eggs. Food, lots of food. And space. We've got a whole box there that they can use. So, yeah, good on them. I'm not going to worry anymore about that. Now, these colonies are going to be transferred to my production apiary. So I don't particularly want them getting too big and getting too unwieldy. What I might end up having to do is break some down into nucs before I move them off. Just because then it means that the colonies are smaller, but it also means that they're a bit more manageable for me. So yeah, I really do need to do some queen rearing very soon. Right, so this is going to be the hardest part now. I have 5 double nucs, one that's a triple nuke, and these all need to be put into hive boxes. They're getting too big, they're all building into the roof, so this is what the main goal of today is. I need to put these into full-size hives. Now, there is an issue in that I don't think that this will fit 5 hives on it. I'm going to try it out, but I don't think it will. So if that's the case, then we may have to do some jiggery-pokery of putting this on top of another hive or something like that and just lifting it up so the bees come to it. But what I'm going to do is start with that one, because that's on its own, it's out of the way, fine. We're going to start with that one, and then we're going to move on to that one. This will have to be shifted slightly to the left, so a hive body will fit. And we'll move on to that one, move it close to this one, and so on and so forth. We'll have to see. Anyway, start with this one. So the difficulty with this one is that the entrance is going to be slightly lower, just because this is currently sat on bricks and the hive floor won't fit on those bricks. So we're going to have to remove those bricks out of the way, and it's going to be sat on this pallet here. So I'm going to go get all the bits that I need and put them right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need a floor, 2 brood boxes, and I'm going to need a crown board and a roof. And that'll be that hive then. Now, we may come into some issues if I find some queen cells. If that's the case, then I will take the majority of the colony out and leave the queen, some brood, some bees in this box here, and move this box elsewhere. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I'll go get the stuff now. So, let's move these bricks out of the way. So step number 1, whenever you're doing this, is move the colony that you're transferring from away from the spot. 1, 2, 3, lift. Oh, it's very heavy. There we go. Out the way. Right. Now I'm going to put that entrance where I want it to face. Now I'm going to have it facing that way, because this is a double-sided nuke. So it's one of the BS honey nukes, so it has an entrance either side. So I'm going to have the entrance, main entrance, that way, facing that way, just because it means that I won't be in the path, the flight path, when I'm inspecting it. So I'm going to move these things out of the way, these bricks, and put the entrance there. So that's the entrance. Stick it here. Make sure it's kind of flat. Turn this round. Oh, tell you what. Let's focus it there. Right. So, entrance is now facing that away. So now we need the brood box, because that's what we're going to be transferring these frames into. Right. So, I don't know if you can see this, but there's quite a bit of confusion now, because the bees don't know where the colony has gone. Obviously it's here, but the bees don't know that. They go to location. So because this is within 3 foot of it, they would eventually find it. That's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these frames out now, because I'm going to transfer in the frames from here into this. So we're going to move these away. Just pop out the way here. Right. Deal with them later. Okay, so we now have an empty box. As you can see, it's empty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this closer. That means that, because this colony is quite heavy and because they've built in the roof, if I move it closer, I can now transfer the bees across, and if the queen is to fall, there's a very narrow gap that which she can fall through before she hits either the new home or the old home. So let's lift this up and have a look at the damage. So I can already feel that this is really heavy. So flip it upside down, and there we are. This is a big problem, because there's brood in here. That means the queen could be in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently tap it as best I can into the box. You may dislodge some of the comb, but we're tapping it because we want to make sure that the queen is in there. Now, the problem is that there's no way of ensuring that the queen is out of this box by just tapping. So many nooks and crannies that the tapping just doesn't work with. So we're going to have to put this to the side, and we're going to have to carefully pull these bits away and try and see if we can find the queen. If we see the queen while we're transferring the frames, don't worry about this at all. So we're going to stick this to the side over here, somewhere that if the queen is about, that she can crawl away back into the hive. Bees generally walk upwards, up a ramp, so they will try and find this from there. Right, so this frame, I need my smoker. Now, you want the bees to be on the frames when you transfer them, so you're not going to be like, plume! You're going to be doing like little soft ones just to get them away from the lugs. See that? Don't know if you can, because you're quite far away. In fact, I want to bring you closer. So what we're going to do now, I've smoked them a little bit just to get them off the lugs. I'm just going to break it slightly And we're going to go with a middle frame first. Just because if the queen is on here and you pull it out and they fall off, then it means that it's more likely the queen to fall into the colony again and you can pick her up again. If she falls outside of the box, then you're scuppered. So we're looking, and we're looking not only for the queen, but we're also looking at its health, and we're also looking for queen cells. Now, we have a problem, because I see some queen cells with larvae. So that's a queen cup I just pulled off. But we have an issue here, because if I open this up, can you see that little larvae there? So that means that this colony wants to swarm. That is poo, but we can deal with it. So we need to be very careful when we're transferring now, and we need to look for eggs, because it may have already swarmed, we don't know. So we need to be very careful. So what we'll do, as these ones here, these queen cells here have been damaged, I'm just going to squash them. Just because they've already been damaged, and getting a queen from a damaged cell is never a good thing. So we're still going to transfer it across. What we may do is we may leave some bees and the queen, if we see her, in this box here and move it elsewhere. Oh, I could do with a little chair or something. So we're just looking for the queen. Can't see her. Can see another queen cell or two on the bottom there. So we're going to be very careful with this frame. I'm going to make a dot on it, just so I know where these queen cells are. I'm going to look for the queen. So whilst I'm going as well, I'm going to look for some eggs, because what I'd want to be able to see is eggs. If there's eggs, that means the queen's still here. If there's not eggs, then it means that this has already swarmed. So I'm just going to do a little dot on this lug here, just to let me know that there's just let me know that there's queen cells in there. It's honey, and a queen cell. I saw two better queen cells than that, so I'm going to squish this one. So when you're doing this and you're looking for queen cells, make sure that you clock at least one or two that are really good, and you can come back to them later. Let's cross. There we go. Right, so we're still looking for eggs. I've seen a lot of larvae. I hope she hasn't swarmed, because this was a really good queen. Right, lots of larvae. I want to have a quick look, see if I can see the queen anywhere, and transfer it across. Ah, seen some eggs. Okay, so the queen is still present in here. Just have to keep an eye out for her. The queen cells. I don't think there's any queen cells in here. No. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, this is doing me back in. I need something to sit on. I don't have anything to sit on. That's upsetting. I'll move this side. There we go. Right, I can kneel now. Oh, my back. So again, looking for the queen first. You can see her, that can solve a lot of issues. Now I'm seeing that there's two queen cells here. Three queen cells, and one of them looks like it's actually closed. No, it's just smushed. Okay, so yeah, that's a smushed one. But we've got 2 queen cells there. Choose that one. So there's one right there that I want to keep. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Again, looking for the queen. Can't see her. May take a bit of time to find the queen, to be honest. So there's ways to fix it anyway. So don't worry about that right now. Move it across. And put a dot on for queen cell. And then the last one, have a look at what this is. I think this is just a honey frame. Wow. It's got some eggs in it as well. So as there can only be 11 frames in one of these brew boxes, I'm just going to shake this one off, and this can go to the queen when I find her as food. Go. Right, so that's what one box done. Any bees that are in this, we're going to tap out now. So let's break the seal. And tap these guys out. Now, I've not seen the queen yet. Not to worry, we've got a whole other half of a box to look at. Not to worry, we've got another half of the box to look at, but still, we have to pay attention that we've not seen the queen yet. We're going to want to do a split and take the queen, some bees, and some brood away. So, yeah, we're going to be very careful with that. Wow, nice. Right, so we're going to lift this off slowly. And we're looking for the queen at first. So this is full of eggs. So the queen must have moved down into this box. Must have. Can't see her though? No. Lots of eggs, lots of larvae. This queen must be here somewhere. If this is going to take me a while, I'm going to have to pause you guys and then I'll just miraculously find her. What's happening? Oh, my back. I've not seen any other queen cells as well. That's interesting. There's definitely queen cells, but they're only on like 3 frames. That's interesting. So the last place I want the queen to be is in the roof. Where can she be? Come on, Queenie, where are you? That's full of honey. Okay. So I'm going to check the box now, because it could be that she's on the wall of the box, which is quite likely. Or definitely a possibility at least. So I find if you tap the box so they all fall down, close the entrances so they can only come up. As they spread out, you can see a bit easier, and you might see her. Now if I do see her, I can pick her up to mark her. But I can also just put frames in here and shake some bees in, and I've made a nuke with her. I've done the split. But I cannot see her. Oh, she could be in the roof. I really don't want her to be, but she could be. So what I want to do is I'm just going to tap this in like this. Right. So I'm going to have to do a little cutout of this roof and be very careful in case the queen's up here. I really don't want it to be up here, but there's a possibility. A grand possibility, seeing as I can't see her in the box. Make sure when you're tapping, you've got rid of all of the bees out of this box completely. Right. Oh, this is annoying. Ugh. Right. And this is how you do a cutout. I'm going to get a bucket to put the comb in. So, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut the comb out bit by bit and try and save any bees that are in it. So, we'll see what happens. So start with the small bits first if you can. Sometimes these just wobble out and you can pull them out. Like that. That's got some brood in it, it's got some honeycomb in it and honey in it. Great. And keep an eye out for the queen, because we haven't seen her in there. She could well be in here and I've just missed her. We're going to do that check in a second, but we're going to cut this out first and see if we can find her in here. So we're going to have to be very careful because we don't want her drowning in honey. It's very hard to get them out if they're in here. So if she isn't here, I'm not expecting to get her out too safely. I'm a bit worried about it, to be honest. Again, I'm just doing little sweeps, see if I can see her. I can't see her. So, a little concerned, but see what happens. So some lovely fresh honey from this season. Right in this rooftop. Unfortunately, I can't use it. Oh, this is a very sticky job, so make sure that you've got lots of water and soap nearby. I've got a bloody great big bucket over there, so I'm going to use that. Just wash my hands and everything. Oh, my knees. Again, just have another look. Make sure you can't see her. And continue. Just keep going, slowly but surely. Keeping an eye out for the queen. God. Lovely amount of honey as well. Oh, well. No use for anyone, I'm afraid. It'll get, what'll happen is that the bees will come and collect it from this bucket over there. It's like a sacrificial area. Queen, no. So I'm going to have to go through the hive again after this. I can't see her. There's a lot of drone brood down here. Ugh. I remember rightly, the queen of this colony was quite big as well, so... she should have been quite easy to find. Oh. So don't worry about making too much of a mess with honey in an apiary. The bees will clear it up quite quickly if you just leave them access. Yeah, I see no queen there. Right, I'm going to leave this up like this and the bees will come and clear it away in a bit. That's upsetting. I'm just going to wash my hands. So I've cleaned my hands, clean the hive tool so it's nice and unstickified. I'm going to tap this off here. Right, I'll get rid of this. I'm going to have to go through the colony again now to see if we can find the queen. I'm just going to move this lid away because it's going to start attracting bees. So these bees on this side are trying to find an entrance because there's no entrance on this one, surprisingly. So when I put the lid on, I'm going to leave it slightly cracked so they can make their way into the entrance or into the gap here. And hopefully they'll start just using that side over there eventually. For now though, I need to find the queen. She must be in here. Because I've checked all the frames. I've checked all the boxes. The boxes are now empty. The lid's empty. I couldn't see the queen anywhere, so I need to check this box again. She was quite big, so she should be quite easily seen. I can't see her anywhere. Right. Back again. Let's have a look. May have given her enough time to come onto the comb as well, so we'll see. So I can't see her on this frame. Just keep trying. If we can't find her after this run, what I'll do is I'll close her up and then I'll come back after I finish doing another one and try again. Because she's constantly moving around, so she might move onto a part of a frame that's a bit easier to see her on. They may have all calmed down a little bit as well. So the way I look for a queen is that I walk around the edges and then make my way into the middle. The reason I do that is because if a queen's on the edge, she'll start running away straight away as soon as she comes to the light. So it's good to try and catch her before she runs around. The ones in the middle have a bit more of a distance to get away from you. Sometimes you'll see her in the peripheral vision and you'll have to focus on her. Especially if you know what you're looking for. It's just not training your eyes to look for it. Also, don't rest it on the hive as well. If you rest the frame on the hive, then it gives the queen an access to the rest of the colony. So if you hold it in the air, then you're at least keeping her away from that, unless she drops off by accident. So where you see little clusters like that in the middle there, just give it a little blow. Flying bees will fly off. Young bees will just move away. And the queen can't fly, so she'll move as well. And you're just looking for that large abdomen. I can't see. Right. So this one's got queen cells on it, so we need to be careful. It's got the dot there. So be careful here. There is another option that I can do, but I don't like doing it. It's called the shaker box. We shake all the bees through a queen excluder. It upsets the bees. I don't like it. You only have to do that when it's very urgent that you find the queen. My knee is giving in. Whoa. Only a few more frames left, and then I'm going to have to call it quits. Maybe on to the one because time is going on. It's just the way things go, sadly. Oh. queen cells on this one as well, so we need to be careful. Leg was going dead. So what do you do if you can't find the queen? Full stop. Do you just let the colony swarm? No. You shouldn't really. You can do. If you've got a swarm catching box, you know, like an empty nuke box with some comb in it and maybe a bit of honey and stuff like that, maybe you can catch the swarm and then, you know, panic over. But you shouldn't really just. So what I am going to do is give myself another few more days time, because it takes a few days. Well, it takes a week to turn an egg into a queen cell, catch one. So what I can do is I can knock down these queen cells now. There are definitely other eggs in here, so if she's swarmed, then there's still eggs and larvae that they can turn into another queen. What I can do is knock down those cells, and it gives me few more days, like 3 or 4 more days to look for this queen. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to knock down that cell. Next, knock down the cells on that, knock down the cells on that. I'll just give you a bit more time. Ugh. Knock them down. We'll just squash them. Look for any queen cells. I'd laugh for sorrow now, imagine. And then the only other one with the queen cell on now is over here. Put that one down as well. Last check for the queen before I do. Knock it down. Right, okay, so that's all the queen cells taken care of. So what I can do now is close this up, get on with the other stuff that I need to do, and come back in a day or so and try and sort it then. Sucks, but it's just the way it has to go. Now what we will find out though is if they are swarm cells or emergency cells next time. If the swarm cells, they will be reduced at the corners and the edges. If it's an emergency cell, because the queen's already gone or she's died or something along those lines, it will be made out of a pre-existing cell, so it'll come sort of like a right angle out of it. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to close these guys up and move on. So sadly my phone has run out of enough battery to accommodate my microphone, and my microphone has stopped working, which is really annoying. But I think I've shown you everything that I needed to show you really. All I'm doing now is just the rest of these, and this one on the floor here. All I'm doing now is just transferring them into full-size hives. You've seen me do one, you'll see me do the rest. So I'm going to call it quits here. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, I hope I'll see you again soon. Hit the like button if you could, that'd be great. And if you wanted to share, that'd be amazing. I've got loads of videos like this on my page, so if you want to hit subscribe, that'd be awesome too. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you guys soon.